Hi, besties, and welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens.
A show where we talk about all things drag because we're semi-qualified to speak on it.
I'm Juicebox.
Please don't take my money. I'm Cynthia Kiss.
And welcome to Semi-Qualified Queens, Season 1 Rewind. For those of you who are listening on the Sonar Network or anywhere where you listen to podcasts, I'm currently wearing the silliest little outfit.
Juice looked at me. She's like, how did we get here?
How did we get here?
How did we get here?
How did we get here? Why do you look like this and I look like this?
I think we were on like a color palette where you saw my lime green and you're like, well, I have a lime green balaclava, so...
So I'm currently wearing a balaclava that says Juicebox with a kind of weird little braid on the top of it.
Can you say spring break like James Franco?
How do you say spring break like James Franco?
Spring break.
Spring break.
Spring break.
I know.
Oh
I
my
just feel
God.
so silly. Things I do for clicks right now.
Have you seen Spring Breakers?
Of course I've seen Spring Breakers.
Do you remember Vanessa Hudgens' impeccable aim with the gun she never used ever once in her life? She just
I
was
don't
like,
remember it that bad.
pow, pow. Like she literally hit every mark.
Did she?
First shot, it was like, for a girly pop who has never used a gun.
Doing really good.
You're doing really good.
Yeah. No, I never really watched Spring Break. I mean, I watched Spring Breakers, but I think I just watched it because it was like
All hype.
It was all hype. So you're like, of course I'm going to watch it. It has all these girls who were like Disney girls who were like wearing bikinis and balaclavas. Ooh.
Gone bad.
Gone bad. James Franco. Ooh. Like that's the only reason I watched it. But
Spoiler, when Selena Gomez leaves like halfway through the movie, I was so sad.
does she die?
No, she goes home. She's done.
She just leaves.
Is this me or is this you?
No, I have an itch.
Oh, okay. I can't take her seriously. She's just tapping.
Well, how am I supposed to itch my face wearing this? I'm going to tap.
It just was the direct eye contact for me. And I was like, is this a me thing? Is this a you thing?
Can you? I don't even think you can even see my eyes.
I can see your eyes.
Can you?
Of course.
They're so beautiful.
I can see more of your eyes than your mouth.
Than my mouth.
Yes.
My mouth is like 4 little teeth.
She smiled before and I only saw like 2 teeth in there. I was like, I think that's a smirk.
I think that's it. But how
I
are
love
you?
it though. I'm good. Just slaying the game.
Playing the game.
You know, when is this episode going to drop? I think I will have just come back from Vegas.
Mid-May?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to really timeline it, but like,
Oh.
yeah, like I will
Okay.
have just had my
I was like,
Vegas trip.
I think you've been back for weeks.
You're like, you have this edit to edit.
Yeah,
have to
you've been
edit
back
it.
for weeks, doll.
I was,
Weeks.
trying to play the game of like when it's coming out versus.
Oh.
But I guess that doesn't make sense because I'm going to Vegas. Yeah, I will have already been back.
Yeah, it's gonna be like May when
Fair.
this episode comes out. So happy May.
Happy
Hopefully
May.
it's warmer.
I
Happy
hope
spring.
it's May. Otherwise, that's embarrassing.
I know. It's
We should put up the actual date. It'll be like July 2025.
what Cynthia is actually doing. We have like a little voiceover. What Cynthia actually was doing this week was, yeah.
But how about you? Are you hot in the balaclava?
I'm a little warm.
Yeah.
A little warm, but I'm okay. I'm mostly hungry. We're ordering Schnitzel Shack for lunch.
Ooh, what are you gonna get?
I'm gonna get the poutine schnitzel. No, I'm
You
gonna
changed
get
your mind.
No, I'm getting the Hunter schnitzel. It has caramelized onions and mushrooms and gravy. I'm supposed to be on a caloric deficit, but screw it.
She said this every day. I've been like, okay.
It's so hard to stay on it when we're doing this.
Girl, I know that's tour life.
It's
like
so hard.
Kind of, you eat out all the time. You eat on the go. You have to. I feel like on tour you have to intuitively eat. It's just so hard to otherwise.
Intuitive eating.
Yeah, it's like when you are hungry, it's like embrace it. Have a meal.
No,
I don't want you being hungry, hangry.
no, I
Hippo.
haven't been. I have
No.
been a little.
Not a crazy way.
Oh, you missed it. You were sleeping.
Oh, did Mr. Box get it?
There was one point where you were in the back sleeping, and Mr. Box told me to put a sweater.
He kind of pulled up the window on your finger or
Yes.
something.
Oh, you were awake. So he basically closed the window on my finger.
Yes.
Like fully like crushed my finger.
Yes.
And I had quite the moment. I was very upset.
I could see it in your body language, and I was like, I'm gonna pretend to be asleep.
I was not happy. I just started throwing
Yeah.
everything around me, and he was just like, "Oh my God, babe, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Don't talk to me."
Your thumb's okay though, right?
Oh, I'm fine. It just hurt.
Could you imagine like full accident, like
Snap my hereditary my thumb.
yes,
Yeah. Do you know what that means?
Ooh, yeah,
Where the head pops off?
Yeah.
Like my thumb pops off?
yeah, yes. I caught it from the jump. This wasn't a musical. I understand.
No, I keep
the
I keep
Hereditary.
singing musicals and asking Cynthia what they are, and then she doesn't know.
I don't know.
She doesn't know.
I don't know.
Sugar, butter.
Waitress.
There it is.
Thank you. That one's easy.
No,
that's really easy. That'd be like singing Rent 526,000. Like, you know what I mean?
Almost.
Numbers, you know what I mean? To that tune, I'd be like, Rent
525,600 minutes.
Right.
But
How
what
do you
was
live
525,600 minutes long was this episode?
Ooh, good segue. Did you find it lengthy?
No, I loved this episode, actually. This is one of my favorite episodes of the season.
Yeah.
But oh my God, was this girl group challenge horrendous. But that's what I liked so much about it. But it was bad.
Yeah. So do we want to dive in, like, top of the episode? Like, they're missing Kind?
I love tops. Let's jump in.
Oh, me too.
So
Kind's gone. Everyone's kind of okay with it.
I think they're kind of like, well, at least we won't be bullied.
That's the thing. When you come in as the villain, you come in spicy, you come in hot. You don't really get the same
depression when you leave.
Yeah, the
you
same
know,
love from the
like,
cast.
well, she's gone. You know.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a bummer, but yeah. So Kind's gone, and they're kind of like reminiscing about days past.
Yeah, they're chill with it.
They're chill with it, and then we just move on to the next day.
And then the mini challenge. This one's very fun because they're reading off of a teleprompter. And I love a teleprompter gag.
You do love a teleprompter. I'm just looking at my notes.
And I feel like this was the very first time we got to see Lemon and Priyanka, their synergy start. Like, this is the very first time they worked together on camera, and it actually was a riot.
It was great. And this is the first time we see Tracy, our little squirrel friend.
Oh my God, Tracy, look queen of every season.
The look queen of the season.
I will never let that go.
Oh no, you'll never.
Aurora Matrix. Is Tracy the look queen of the season? Side note, hung out with Aurora backstage at our Toronto show. She has so much energy.
Yeah. Well, she's a kid.
She is like, she's a baby queen in that sense of like, she's polished. Like, her drag isn't baby, but her energy is like puppy-like.
Yeah. Like, she's in her mid-20s. Like, of course she has that much energy.
I forgot. I like think I have energy, and then you hang out with someone who's 23 and you're like, never mind.
She's trying to talk to me, like telling me all these things and trying to joke with me and stuff. And I'm looking at her like, I should have went to bed 8 hours ago. Like, I'm so tired.
Let's play the clip here.
It's just me like,
no, it's the funniest clip in the world.
Oh, do you have the clip?
Well, I have the clip. I'm absolutely going to include it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll include it. Will that sound good for the pod?
I mean, some of this we got to just do for YouTube. It's hilarious.
Okay. It's great. So let's just do 2 edits. Love that. Love that. Cynthia's like, yeah, we could just like do like multiple edits of the same episode. That sounds good, right?
I think the audio listeners can chill. It would be like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
if that.
You'll live.
Yeah.
So, are you recording? Are you videotaping?
Juice is so tired.
She's doing glamour shots right now. She's doing glamour shots right now.
Aurora is just so beautiful.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, that's the sound.
Anyways.
But hilarious. Really fun energy. But back to the episode. These teleprompter reads, they're hilarious. Do you like reading a teleprompter? Have you ever read from a teleprompter?
I've actually never read from one.
Oh, it's so fun.
But
it's really fun.
is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
They like, depending on if they have someone operating it, they can like pace it at the right time. And then I just can't get over you staring at me in this fella class.
Is this too much?
It's just the deadpan stare.
You can't see my emotions?
I can't see your emotions.
It's too much?
It's like I'm getting robbed the whole episode. Oh my God, I'm falling apart. No, it's really cool. And then there's certain ones where the words actually float right in front of the lens. So it looks like you know what you're saying. And you're making eye contact the whole time.
I love that. I feel like I would have loved this challenge.
Oh, you would have slayed.
Yeah. Because I can also speak French. Like, I can read French. So I feel like I'd be fine.
Right. They tried to trip the girls up.
I know, but I would be like, oh, and then I would just read it. But here's why I think I'm not on there is because I wouldn't have made it funny. I wouldn't have like went about it like, I'm going to not read French to make it goofy. I would have been like, I'm going to read French because I know how to read French, you know?
Do you ever use French in your day-to-day life?
No.
No.
Why would I?
I don't know. Just to not lose the skill.
Oh, I've lost the skill.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like, if you gave me a book, I could read it. My accent's a little funny now.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I were to sit down and like try to learn it again, I would pick it up like immediately. But it's just, you know, you lose it after a while.
Oh, man.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
Like I still understand it pretty easily.
Never
Like,
had it to begin with.
You never had it? Oh, it's a great little language to have, especially in Canada.
I know. I wish. My stepfather's a French teacher. And you know when your teachers are like when your parents are too enthusiastic about something, you like purposely
Boy, are we enthusiastic? Boy, are we
you like
enthusiastic?
repel from it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
for
yeah,
me,
yeah.
French, I just was like la 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 la. Like, I don't wanna learn this. Because the one question to just help me finish my homework would turn into a 3-hour private lesson. So team too much. Sorry, Paul.
Sorry, Paul.
You'll meet him at the show.
Oh, good, fabulous. No,
Yeah.
I remember my parents didn't know a lick of French, and me and my brother went to French as a second language school. It wasn't immersion; it was French as a second language. So you did not speak English. No English allowed. So like recess, no English. So you're like running around the trailer, not the trailer park, essentially, but you're running around the. I know.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
You're running around. My school was next to a trailer park, but you're running around the park, like the playground. And if a teacher hears you speaking English, she'll be like, "En français!" Like she would scream
Parlez
at
en
you.
français, s'il vous plaît.
Just like that,
Really?
with that accent,
Oh no.
that enunciation.
Parlez en français.
We actually had a French teacher where he'd be like, "It is très important," and it used to make me fucking crazy. Mr. Palermo, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Your French sucks.
Burn.
Burn.
So you weren't allowed to speak any English.
Not until grade 9.
Damn. Mm-hmm. And you lost it all.
Lost it all.
That's really sad.
I know. My dad told me he only put me in there so I could talk to French strippers.
Your dad's a mystery for me.
It's my fun.
He's really, yeah. It's like his occupation versus like his energy. I feel like they're like two different people. I love it.
Yeah.
Slay. Okay. So the teleprompter read, who really goofs up? I feel like it was funny when the queens forget each other's names because it's still kind of new. Do you remember when Boa kept calling Alona the wrong name this whole season?
Which could Ilona or something. Yeah, because I find they do call her something weird because it's Alona.
Yes.
But I feel like they called her Ilona a lot. Like not just Boa. Like I heard Ilona a lot this season.
People were not understanding the way to say her name.
And there was a point where I'm like, have I been saying her name wrong all these years? Is it Ilona? But it's Alona.
Alona.
Okay, cool. It's Alona.
Yeah, totally.
Ilona.
Yeah.
Alona.
Bo was just like, Fiona, get over here.
Fiona? Well, yeah, because we did just meet each other. And
That's
this is
the thing,
episode 3. So, like, really, that's like 6 days in. So
No, totally.
It's hard to remember people's names, especially if you're not constantly saying it.
There's no name cards.
Oh, babe, me and a name? Gone.
Yeah.
I got to meet you for at least, I got to know you for at least a week.
No, exactly.
Like a minimum week.
That's a really good point, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Cheyenne. That's an excellent point. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
I liked the MacBook spinning wheel of death, and then you're like, yes, and to that sleigh of a joke, Cynthia.
Yes, and to that joke.
Even though your balaclava literally says your name on it.
Oh my god.
In a Juicy Couture font, no less.
Is that Juicy Couture?
Definitely.
Fab.
That-
Juicy
that-
Couture.
yeah.
Excellent.
No, totally.
So then we essentially learn what the main challenge is, and it's going to be girl groups.
so
So
fun.
they start to divvy up between girl groups, and Ilona gets picked last. Last.
Were you ever picked last for anything in school?
No.
Not once?
Probably.
Yeah, like a sport.
No, because I think I was really small. So for sports, they would still pick me, but I was never last.
As like point guard or like one of those.
What's a point guard?
In basketball, it's typically someone who's not the tallest, but they can navigate through with the basketball really quickly.
I couldn't dribble.
Oh, then maybe you wouldn't be the point guard.
No.
No Steve Nash.
No. It was also grade 9, Jim.
This exceeds my sport. That I know. I like left my body for a second. I was like, ew, why am I? What's happening?
You literally said Steve Nash, and I was like, who?
Are you new here?
Are you here? Yeah. So
Getting picked last sucks. And in
that's a lot.
in a
Did
reality,
you get picked last at all?
No.
No. God's favorite.
No. Oh, I thought you meant on the show.
I did
But I don't think I did.
in life.
Yeah.
No.
I won the mini when I got to pick the group, so I was like removed from that situation. Maybe I would have been had I been
How do you
on-
think Alona felt?
Really sad.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
It was like it almost felt like a childhood trigger for her.
She was like,
Yeah, and it happens more than once this season.
I thought Boa would have been chosen last because she was like kind of She's not like a dancing girl, but she was second last,
Right.
in this one, and then Alona was last.
Last.
Super last, super last. Not just last, you're super last.
It would sting.
Yeah,
it would
it would
suck.
sting. I felt
And then
that.
and then as being picked last, she got to choose which group she wanted to be part of.
Yes.
Which is so Akko Taco. It's like the lesser of evils. Like, okay,
It's like, do you even want me here? Kind of.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like that'd be a weird energy to then show up for the maxi. You'd really have to shake that off.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's forget that none of you wanted me. You know, redemption arc.
I know. But essentially what this one is it's a girl group challenge, but they have to do diss tracks. So it's the one group versus the other group, and they're dissing the others. They have to present who they are as a queen, and then also diss somebody else at the same time. So it's a bit of a complicated little thing to do, but, you know.
I felt like in some ways the queens didn't know each other well enough yet.
Well, it's like reading challenge before the reading challenge.
But then spinning it into a rap. So it has to be like clever on top of like work with the right syllables. Like it's a bit of a hat trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hard challenge.
Another sports reference. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a lot of sports this episode.
Yeah,
I'm
in drag jail.
It's the balaclava.
Balaclava. I feel threatened by this straight energy.
She's got a. It's a balaclava. She's got to
I'm
be like
fawning. I'm just figuring
yeah.
out ways to make you
She's
feel
like
comfortable.
she's like goalie.
Yeah, hole in one.
Hole in one.
Goalie.
Goalie. Do you know goalies can do the splits?
Yes, they have to.
That's fabulous.
Like be very flexible for those knee guards to
they
block.
can do the middle split.
Work, diva.
Work the fucking world. Goalies are out there doing middle splits. Anyways, back to the episode. Is it not a knee guard? Oh, it's just a pad, Cynthia.
I was so close. I've been doing so well.
Oh, I wrote down in the notes for the names. They were trying to figure them out. And Priyanka wanting to name it Priyanka and the Dolls is the most Priyanka thing to Priyanka in the fucking world.
Absolutely.
When we were part of the Spice Queens, the Spice Girls cover group that we were a part of, Priyanka essentially, like, I wouldn't say took over the group, but she basically did a lot of the...
She pulled the Nicole Schwizinger.
So she added in, we had this like other part of the show, and she added in an entire Pussycat Dolls section when React came out, just so she could be Nicole Scherzinger at the lead of the group. Like, we made it into a joke, like, where it was just like, we were like so over it, but she was just like, I need to just show that I am.
And here's my thing. I love Priyanka.
Oh, same.
But was everyone just okay with this? Like in Spice Girls, everyone was just like, yeah, sure.
We thought it was funny at the time, but like in hindsight, we're like, she totally tricked us into doing this.
Yeah, there must be a way she's charming you in the moment that you're not.
She charmed us into being like, this is such a good idea. How funny is it? Where I'm like the lead girl, and we're all like, like, she really fucking alphaed us into that.
Yes.
You know, she was really like, y'all are my betas, and
pretty much.
there we were.
I was going to say, but I think that's the charm of Priyanka.
Yeah. It was kind of a funny dynamic when me and Pri both got on Drag Race, and we were all still part of the Spice Queens.
Yes.
Right? Because I was the one that they were all surprised about. They were all like, Pri got on, but you?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck y'all.
Yeah, you both had the exact same experience.
Oh, yeah. Me and Priyanka had a discussion post. You're such a bitch. We had a discussion post Drag Race, and we were talking about, we were in a car, and I had said, well, Pri, like, the show like really fucked me up. Like, it's like, I feel like I don't know like how I feel. And she's like, well, geez, it's not that bad. Like, we had a very similar experience, and like, I'm fine. And I looked at her and I was like, I don't think we did.
No,
I don't think we did. And she was just like, I mean, we did. And I was like, I don't think we did.
Like the winner of a season talking to the first out.
Being like, we had a similar experience.
We had the exact same experience. It's like, maybe you ate the same craft services, if that's what you're getting at.
But me in my apartment, like, attempting to cook as I cry. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't think that's the same experience, Diva.
No, like
so
a bunch of
funny.
maxi challenges catered to your strengths. Like,
That you still flopped.
But again, Pri is so successful that we need these.
We're in my basement recording a podcast with 3 cameras. She's traveling the world.
Yeah,
Like,
who really won?
Yeah, who won here? Who won? Who won?
I feel like my stool is like squeaking.
Squeak, 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 squeaking. Here, let me just go. So they end up deciding So they end up deciding to call themselves the Dolls.
The Dolls.
The Dolls, or like somebody brings that up, and that was actually our season 1 group chat for a while until we realized like that was incredibly problematic. So they changed it to season 1 Sluts.
And for knowledge, dolls is like a term that a lot of trans girls use to describe themselves.
Yeah.
So to call yourself a doll when you're not a trans woman, it's kind of appropriative. It's inappropriate.
Yeah.
So
if you're like,
they switched that up.
Like the dolls are the dolls, but we are not the dolls.
No, we're not the dolls.
We're not the dolls.
We appreciate the dolls.
We love the dolls.
We tip the dolls.
And the dolls are the dolls, but we are not.
At this point, the dolls are the dolls.
At this point, the dolls are the dolls. You can't. What does Roxy Andrews say? You can't cover the doll.
I love it. So, but that's the name of their group. This was a different time.
Is that what they landed on?
I thought so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Semi-qualified. So then we move on to Jeffrey comes in.
Yes.
Acting his life away.
His first walk around in this
first little walkthrough.
Workroom.
And the only real memorable part about it is Lemon saying she's a straight up rapstress.
Right. And he didn't believe her.
Well, I mean, it's the little white twink is telling you that they're a straight up rapstress, which isn't even really a word.
No.
And to the black man, like it's gonna feel a little funny.
But little did they know,
she was a straight up rapstress.
She really is, and she will have probably one of the most iconic rap verses in the zeitgeist of drag, like of all time.
Yeah,
don't even have to ask for it
for me to get it.
Like, hello.
When you see my ass in this, I charge credit.
Like,
your dad dropped stocks on this. Don't forget it. He's trying to buy my pussy pics up on Reddit. Wow, Gloss on the blunt. And sorry, it's Fenty. Sorry.
Wow. Just really kept going.
I love that song. I don't love that song. I love that verse.
But like so strong. So the irony there is, yeah, Jeffrey, you don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, but it is funny. I give Jeffrey props because, like, if a white twink had said that to a black person in the moment, I think Jeffrey had a very justified reaction. It's very funny. Him being like, "Wow, do you listen to Iggy Azalea?" Like, it was like work.
Very that. Very that.
Very that. Yeah, Iggy Azalea. That was camp. So then we go right to the main stage to practice the dance.
Yes.
And the iconic Hollywood Jade is there. This is our first iteration of Hollywood. No wig.
Wigless.
We have a hat and glasses, but wigless Hollywood, which like I'm so happy Hollywood is wearing these fabulous wigs now on the main stage. It's just incredible.
It's so fun.
It's so camp.
I didn't realize they did drag back in the day. They've been doing a lot of like throwback posts before they turned 40 on Instagram.
Hollywood did drag.
Yes.
Oh my
it's fabulous.
God. Should we ding?
Ding.
Ding.
Look at those abs.
Hollywood does have quite the abs. But I will say, did you work with Hollywood at all?
Yes.
Hollywood's great to work with.
I actually worked in proximity to him, but for the musical, I was just on a bed the whole time, so we didn't actually have choreo to go over, which I was happy for because he seemed very intimidating.
Honestly, if you work with him in a professional setting, he was our Spice Queens choreographer.
Oh, cool.
And I've worked with him on a few other things. And he's just like, especially for me, who's not like a dancer, he's very good at like breaking things down and finding the dancer in you.
Strong
and like
mover.
Pulling it out and being like, here's how you're going to do this. Here's how they're going to do this. And you got to think about things like this. We're just going to start here. He's an incredible teacher. So there's a reason that I think Hollywood was put on this platform because Hollywood's very, very good what he does. So we were, as Toronto girlies, we were very excited to see Hollywood.
I wonder where he came up with his name.
Hollywood? I don't know.
Just to be like, I'm calling myself Hollywood.
What if that's like the born and bred name?
Oh my God. Like RuPaul?
Hollywood.
Like legal name. Holly.
Baby came out and mom went, you will be famous. Hollywood.
No pressure, kiddo. But
just like
I'm naming you.
But just big
Hollywood.
Big fan of Hollywood. Just love him so much.
Absolutely. But they don't have a ton of time to learn this choreo. And it shows.
Oh my God, it's so hard.
It's hard.
It's so hard. Hollywood's just like, yeah, you just got to do got it, and they're all like, no, no,
we don't.
And
they're like, all
right, and it fucking shows.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it shows. But we will get there.
Yeah, we'll dive into our thoughts in a second. We also had a recording session with the one, the only Ralph, who I love. We've had her on the podcast. She's iconic.
Ralph's
our
super sweet.
Pop star diva. I just really like her music.
And our first time seeing sexy little John Deemer at the piano.
Oh my God, yes.
My baby John Deemer.
Oh my God, you love John. Soundboy.
He's so hot though. So, and it's the first time we see both of them, so that's really exciting.
No, totally. Rev and Ralph are actually on tour right now.
Oh my God, will they be on tour when we're posting these?
Oh no, I keep forgetting that. They're probably going to be done by this point. Yeah, but they were on tour.
Hope you got tickets.
Yeah, I didn't get tickets because I was here.
Ah.
Are you thinking of the stool thing?
Yeah, it's
like I don't know what is squeaking.
And now, let's hear from our sponsor, Freddie. Freddie is one of the largest and most inclusive online PrEP providers. What is PrEP? PrEP is short for pre-exposure prophylaxis. PrEP is a pill that you take once a day, every day, that reduces your risk of contracting HIV by up to 99%.
Get PrEP prescribed online and have it discreetly delivered to your door for free. No more awkward, judgmental doctor visits. So visit gofreddy.com to book a consultation and see if PrEP is right for you.
So we eventually just make it to the mirror chats and some drama. We get into our first bit of drama.
Our first cat fight for the season,
first
perhaps?
cat fight. Well, it's like we're in this like pressure cooker, right?
Yeah.
And as you've said, the Toronto girls are very tightly wound. Like in Toronto, they're ready to snap at any second.
One sentence, one wrong sentence, and they will flip on a dime. It's actually fascinating.
It's crazy. Like I find that with Vancouver drag, they're very protective of their community and they're very quick to take you down, you know? Because they're very like, you want to make sure everyone's protected, so they're very quick to protect, if that makes sense.
Sort of,
if that, you know, just from my view. But with Toronto, it's like one woman for herself and she'll kill you.
Like if you mention something out of pocket or like you don't know what you're talking about, it just like switches. Like Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. Crazy. And I think we see a little bit of that here.
With Boa and Scarlett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just like are at each other.
Yeah. Well, it's this very
did they have a history before this, obviously?
No.
No?
No, not really.
Oh damn.
You know, like we knew Boa, but it's like we weren't all very close. You know, so the thing that made us close was this shared experience. But like before that, Bo was just like another performer in Toronto. It's not like we were hanging out on the weekends. It's not like we were doing tons of shows together. We didn't really roll in the same, you know, like we did some, but not a lot. So it's just like to see their fight, I think it was one of those things where it was because they were all from Toronto, they had this immediate bond.
Right.
Where it's like, we're from the same city, so we should all protect each other, you know, and we should all kind of like stay close. And Boa's humor can be very, like she pokes at you.
I was going to say, Boa came in with this, I'm a shticky comedy girl.
Yeah.
And that was her bit the whole season. And I think Boba was getting sick of her kind of throwing shade just towards Bobo
rather than support.
Yes.
Yeah. So I can see it. I can definitely see both sides, you know, 100%.
Yeah.
And you could tell Boa was apologetic, but I feel like the fight was very much one of those like pressure cooker moments.
Totally.
Like it wouldn't have happened outside of this, but because they're both just like, nah!
But airtime is airtime. Like if all those shots are being fired and you have this fight, like I feel like one could argue you just kind of got to roll with it.
Roll with the fight. I mean, it was great TV.
Like Eve kept doing that to me. And I knew like eventually one of those would like make it to air. Like you just got to keep like volleying. Like I would just serve it right back.
Yes.
And
say that shit with your chest.
Make sure you shave it.
There's a few hairs on hers.
No, I got them. I plucked them.
But then we hit more of a serious note, and Priyanka starts telling us about the relationship with her father.
Or lack thereof.
And her dad doesn't know that she is gay, and that Priyanka is like her girlfriend.
That's so funny.
I know, that's camp.
That's camp. I feel like she's not the first person to use Drag Race as their way of like coming out.
Yeah, and I think now Priyanka's dad knows.
For sure.
And I think their relationship is probably a lot better.
Yeah.
But at the time, like hearing that was like, oh my God.
No, that's wild.
You know, it's really shocking.
And it's wild that sometimes parents just don't pick up on their children's truth. Like it's not that like Pri is just their authentic self. Maybe she butches it up at home, but it's like,
I mean, she's a like, that's
the thing, right? Like I would think a parent would be able to clock that, but sometimes they're a little delulu.
They don't a little bit. I was like, let's call a spade. Like it's not like Pri's walking around, especially around then, like super butch. Like I wouldn't look at my kid and be like,
I was being kind, but it's like to that point even more. How could the parents not know?
Well, it's almost like morphine, like coming home with a BBL and a full face of makeup, and her parents being like, "You're not gay." It's like, diva.
How's your BBL, by the way? Is it healing?
It's healing nicely.
That's
Thank you
good.
so
It
much
looks
for
really
asking.
cute in
Thank
the
you. No, I
stool.
appreciate that. I feel very comfortable.
Is the wide catching the BBL?
You fucking bitch. Is the wide catching the BBL?
She asks every time.
I know. I just really want to know.
I really gotta make sure. You paid a lot of money for that BBL.
I did. So we go to the main stage.
Runway. Runway.
So we go to the main stage, and our guest judge is Deborah Cox this week. Ding. Very exciting. Very pretty. And iconic.
Yes.
Iconic. She did Pride's is her main income.
Same.
Diva. She gets it.
She gets it. We see you, Deborah.
We see you, Deborah. She's just like, I got to do the Pride circuit. I got a mortgage payment.
Yeah.
Diva.
She's like, thank God for these homosexuals.
It's just, nobody's supposed to be here. Didn't they stop performing that in Vancouver because it's about like breaking into someone's house?
I have heard this before.
I heard that when this lip sync came out,
They really investigated the lyrics of this song.
they really broke it down and was like, you really shouldn't perform that because it's like about breaking into someone's house. I was like, I think Deborah's cool.
I think Deborah's okay.
I think Deborah's okay. You know?
Now, how do you feel, balaclava and all, about breaking into people's houses?
You know? I just think that
Time and place.
there's a time and place, and eat the rich. And if I need to break into a multi-million-dollar home
Spring break.
to be able to afford my groceries, spring break, you know? Eat the rich. Don't steal from the poor. Steal from the rich.
Not the pony getting caught.
Yes, it did. I get caught in the palm tree.
Yes. So we don't perform this song in Vancouver, but they did on this season. I think it's a great song.
Oh, it's a great song.
It's a bop.
The Thunderpuss remix? Any Thunderpuss remix.
Ooh, great
Dun,
DJ
dun,
name.
dun, 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 dun. Friend and I do and your
That's
boss
them
and
as
out to
well?
eat. Yeah.
Okay, iconic.
Yeah. Thunderpuss remix is always top tier.
Yeah.
So we eventually get to the actual maxi. So they finally perform, and this is the most so bad.
It was a bit messy.
A bit messy.
Bit messy on that stage.
A bit messy. It's so messy.
Clean up on aisle stage.
Clean up on aisle stage. It's awful. No offense, girls. I wasn't there. I can't say much, but my sisters, it was really bad. They should have given them an extra day.
Yeah.
Because like there's a point where like you're seeing nobody knows the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's either they're stone faced trying to remember, they're kind of putting through the lyrics, or they're just not even doing the choreo.
No, yeah.
You know, it's messy.
This is one of those examples where it all flies by so quickly that yes, you wrote those lyrics, but you might have had those written like only a couple hours ago before you recorded and you performed on that stage. So you haven't really like retained those lyrics yet. Like you can tell that certain people, it's like, yes, it's their voice, but their mouths are not moving at the same time. And I did notice a lot of tight shots, like each girl just one or two in the frame, so you couldn't see the choreography.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah,
Jimbo should have been in the bottom.
there was an edit for that.
There had to have been,
Yeah.
because Jimbo should have been in the bottom.
Right.
You know, Alona was in the bottom, but Alona was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Starzy was not great, but she also was in the bottom, you know? And then there was a point where they really didn't like Kiki, but Kiki was great.
She has one of the most iconic lines from the whole franchise.
Kiki wanna kai, but none of these girls are my type. How fabulous is that? And you'd be like,
we just quoted that off the top of our heads.
they were
That's
like,
how iconic it is.
it kind of fell to the background a bit.
No, it didn't.
It was kind of boring.
No.
Like, what?
Stop gaslighting us.
Like, why was she in the bottom? It was so good.
Yeah, that
and she
made
looked
no
great, and she
sense.
was having so much fun. It made no sense. Lemon was great. Lemon should have been in the top.
Lemon did really well this challenge. Priyanka did well. I think Bobo was actually fairly strong.
Yep, Bobo was very
I
strong.
like the queens that actually did read other queens, like naming a girl and saying like straight up, like, I don't like this about you, in a clever rap way.
I think Boa had the best one.
Yeah, Scarlett Bobo looks are no. That's hilarious.
Looks like a con, and it shows in the promo. Like, it was great.
Yeah.
You know?
Hilarious.
It was so funny. So I thought Boa was really great. Lemons was incredible. Lemons was really, really, really good. I'm surprised Lemon wasn't up there too. But
I know.
But the fact that Tainomi was in the bottom shocked me, because I
know.
liked her verse. She was really good at performing. She got all the choreo right.
Yeah.
But she just looked a little dead in the face. But I think dead in the face should trump not doing it. like just not doing it. You know,
Facts.
facts. So I really feel like Jimbo should have been down there.
I wonder, is there like for Tainomi, because she does some background or backup dancing as well, is it maybe like her training to be like more still in the face to not pull focus when she's like
No,
maybe
I
thinking?
feel like Tainomi when she performs is very like kind of stoic and sexy, and I think that the judges, because Tainomi's very well known, I think the judges had a preconceived notion of who Tainomi was as a performer.
That reputation.
The reputation I think preceded her.
The whole time I felt like it kicked her in the ass.
Yeah, because the things that we were watching were very like, she looked great and she looked awesome. She was getting everything, but they had a different idea of the Tainomi that they were getting, right? Which can skew in the edit because we're going to be like, but this is our first time seeing Tainomi. So what are you trying to, well, not our, but like, you know what I mean? But like, it's like, what I'm not in your brain for these judges. So there are a lot of them are like, this isn't who we know. You're really in your head.
Absolutely.
And not to say she wasn't in her head, but like, I didn't think it was justified. I feel like Jimbo should have been in the bottom this episode.
I know. I feel like sometimes when queens come with a reputation, a following behind them, Drag Race really fucks with that.
But I think it's a way to knock them down.
Yeah.
You know, which is sad.
There's a couple queens in the franchises where it's like they come, like, do you remember Cheddar Gorgeous from the UK? Huge following.
Huge. I had followed Cheddar for years.
Of course you did. As a makeup artist, like, that would be on the mood board at all times.
Honestly, I followed Cheddar because of the body.
But then they get there and it's like, you may be brilliant, but you're not brilliant at Drag Race. And then ensues the spiral.
Exactly.
It's hard.
But I have a feeling that this one, and I don't think this happened a lot in this season, but I think the runways played a huge part. Are you copying me? I'm going to stop it. I think the runway played a really, really huge part in this one because we had some very strong runways.
Strong runway week.
And
better than last week.
Oh,
we
much
really
better.
didn't have any face last week.
Yeah, last week we were like,
what was your favorite?
what was your favorite?
None of
Like
them.
Priyanka wearing pleather. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, so
Really fun prompt this week. Quebecy with the good hair.
Mm-hmm.
A little Beyonce reference. Felt like season 1, a lot of its identity was like puns about Canada.
cities. Cities mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said, what city can we make fun of? Yeah. They were like, not much happens here.
Like puns about the nation.
Yeah.
But Quebecy with the good hair, I gotta give it to them.
And I was going to be a werewolf. I had a prosthetic on my face. I had a giant hairy mohawk, a full fur bikini, and I was going to put long acrylic nails on my toes and long acrylic nails on my fingers. And I wasn't going to shave my legs, chest, stomach, or anything that day. I was just going to let all my body hair grow.
Does it grow that fast?
Yes.
Like tomorrow you will have fur.
Quebec.
Show up on camera.
This one,
body
I would have
hair.
had 4 days to have let it grow.
Interesting.
So it would have had, I would have gotten a bit
You're
of growth.
hilarious. You're like, I'll have time to grow my body hair.
Yeah, because I was doing the math in my head, and we would have had a weekend off. So Quebecy with the good hair would have happened, and I would have, yeah.
You posted all of your looks online.
I did, but just
Yeah.
in case you wanted to see it.
No,
This is
I
what
was
gonna
just
wear.
thinking. I was like, you shared these at the time too, right?
And I had like the cat contacts and stuff. It was a really cool look.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a cool look. But this one, I just felt like there were so many really strong ones. Like Alona, we can't not talk about Alona with the poodle, the House Zook design.
Yes, Peter Zook.
Peter Zook, yeah, so fabulous. We had Priyanka with the split orange and blue, which was super, super fun. Who else?
Which was also Peter Zook.
Was it Peter Zook as well? Was it?
Yes.
I thought she had designed it. Oh, no, I know somebody who done the, I think her drag mother did the wig,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, but the dress was also, which is so funny.
Oh my God, that's so
Two
fun.
strong looks. Good year for Peter.
Yeah, really good year for Peter. But I'm trying to think of, Jimbo's
Oh my God, the gradient
of hair.
hair with the like the fluffy
Yeah.
fro hair just bouncing each
That's
step.
why I'm saying I have a feeling that the runway might have played a part in saving some of these people because, but like the runway was fabulous. Alona's is one of the best things that happened on the runway that whole season.
I was gonna say it's actually one of the strongest.
It is. So I
Yeah.
think that might have saved her that night because it was very bad.
I know.
you know?
And then again we had Tainomi's, which I just felt
Oh
like
my God, Tainomi's was so ugly.
it just the hat was really it was just not giving us what we needed.
No, it was not a great look.
It just looked kind of flat.
I think there was
it's like the costume needed a blowout.
Yeah, I had tried to do a similar costume like years ago when I first started doing drag, like
Yeah.
make an entire fringe outfit out of hair, and just like in your mind you think that's going to be successful. It's never going to be successful.
It's very hard to work with that kind of fabric and make it look elevated.
Yeah, well, hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not, it's really hard. So
Yeah.
it's just, I think something about Tiny Wings just was really weak. And Starsies.
Oh, right. You wanted to talk about
I wanted to
Starsies.
talk about Starsies. What did we
It was
think
giving,
about
like,
this?
Was it giving kind of like Chun-Li
Well,
energy?
here's my thing. Here's my question. She's cousin it.
Right.
Then she turns around and she has Chun-Li
Mm-hmm.
with a Fu Manchu.
Why?
How are we not like...
How did we
there's
get
a bit,
How did we get there?
There's a bit problematic vibes, you know,
Yeah.
like how were we like, this is fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Did it get backlash at the time?
No.
Interesting.
No, it didn't. Not to say I'm wishing backlash on my sister,
No, yeah.
but I was kind of just like, okay,
Right.
this feels a little... Why'd we make this
Yeah,
choice?
in a hot zone.
This one's a little funny.
Little
It's
red
a little
zone.
fuddy-duddy here.
Problematic.
A little bit, you know, but it's...
I think I can only imagine it was just like them wanting a huge stark contrast, like Cousin It to like something so unexpected, but still utilizing hair, like that iconic mustache, I guess,
different race.
of a different race.
That's that big contrast.
I know that is the thing, but I guess as a culture now, I don't think that would fly.
No, I don't think it would fly. No.
And I don't even think they would still do that. So
Me either.
lessons learned. But yeah, looking back, sometimes you're like, huh?
Oh, that was only 4 years
I
ago.
was gonna say 4 years, is a long time.
4 years ago, and you're like, huh, you know. But yeah, but I will say, Starzy in the challenge, I don't think was as bad as they were making her seem. I think there was much worse.
I agree.
She was still bad, but I think there was worse.
Those tight camera edits. It's like, let me see the wide, everyone on that stage for the whole performance. We might have different opinions.
But anyways, so we find out that our winner this week is Priyanka, which is extremely well deserved. Hi, my name Priyanka. What's my name? Toronto voted me to best. Get this fame.
The other girls, forgettable.
Hi, Canada. Did you get my name? Not a copycat fish. Did you get my name?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just like stuck in there for
She
you.
used to sing it a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, were you one of those girls that came prepped with lyrics? Like you were like, if I get a verse, I'm going to do this.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Lemon wrote me mine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Lemon wrote me mine.
Afterwards, right?
After we were going on a flight together, and I was like, yeah, I really want to write like a verse for Sorry Not Sorry because I think it'd be fun, but like I'm really bad at writing lyrics. She was like, oh, I'll just write it, and she just like literally piped it off right there. And I was like, wait, let me write it. Like she just
It's like, oh, jeez, you're so stupid.
the only thing you're fucking is
Yourself.
stupid. Oh, yeah, you almost got it.
I almost got it.
But yeah, so we find out our bottoms are Tainomi Banks and Starzy. And they will be lip syncing to Nobody's Supposed to Be Here.
Jade Hassoon.
Jade Hassoon. I know, I fucked that up. They'll be lip syncing to Deborah Cox, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, Thunderfuls Remix. And this is something that I've seen Tainomi do multiple times. So
Before the show.
So I have a feeling she was not very worried. But I had you kind of get that sense of defeat from Starzy. You could tell she's like, this is my time and I'm not really gonna.
Yeah.
It felt like she's like, I'm just gonna have fun and then gracefully bow out.
Well, it's hard for her to perform in that costume too. It was like so much of a costume. It's like, how do you move?
Yeah, but you can kind of see it in her face. Like she's smiling. Like she's like almost cheering Tainomi on, being like, have fun, girl. Like
Go,
I'm
girl.
out. Go, girl. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna gracefully bow out. Which was sad because I really like Starzy and I feel like
too.
I wanted to see more.
Yeah. I do remember when Tainomi did a reveal, she took off the rainbow hair and underneath was just more of a sleek black.
I think those were just her undergarments.
No, there was more hair on it. And I remember seeing this expression on Brooklyn's face being like, oh my God, why didn't you wear that the whole time? Like it was one of those moments where the reveal underneath is almost nicer.
Oh,
And then you should just have that on the whole time.
maybe.
Yeah, because she gave that like that look of like, oh my God,
Take out that ugly
where was
dress.
this the whole
I
time?
know.
But
But
Still
Starzy
dead.
then gets sent home.
moment of silence for Starzy.
Mm-hmm.
And now our segment. Where are they now?
Where are they now?
Where are they now?
Where are they now?
What is Starzy up to, Juicy?
Starzy recently moved to the States, and I think she is still working the pageant circuit.
Another pageant, another year?
Just another pageant, another year. Still very much thriving. She's was on The Amazing Race Canada.
I was going to say she did Amazing Race.
She did The Amazing Race Canada with our season 2 Kimora, which was absolutely incredible. Lots of fun drama there.
They are hilarious. They were really good TV.
Oh, together they're absolutely incredible. And she's still like the most lovely, caring person on our season. She was super, super fun, and I'm really happy for her. She actually just reached out to you the other day, right? Oh no, it was me. She reached out to. She just messaged the other day, being like, "Just thinking of you." It was so nice.
Really cute. That's what we love about Starzy. Class act.
Class act. I know she's always obsessed with like having this like you want to fight like attitude, but she's so sweet.
I know.
Like she's so nice, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Like you're such a little bean. I know.
Maybe she likes the controversy.
I think she likes the contrast.
Yes.
Where she's just like she like gives this like I have a hard exterior, but she's like the kindest, sweetest soul.
She's a good girl, but she wants to be bad.
She wants to be a bad girl. She's like, I'm gonna be a bad girl.
This is very you coded
Yeah,
right
me
now.
right now. I'm a bad
Such
girl.
a good girl. You have
I know. Shout out to this is my Willem era. This is me doing my Willem cosplay.
Very that.
Yeah.
Very, very that.
I know. We sent the picture to Kendall, and she was like, "Is this your Willem era?" And I went, "Exactly."
We're like, I totally
Because it's kind of race chasery. Like we're doing like a
Yes.
throwback, to the first season. So this is my what's it called? My ode? Is that the right word?
Homage?
This is my homage to Willem. Have you ever worked with Willem?
No.
She's really cool.
Very cool. She ran over to your booth at DryCon last year when I was there at the same time.
I
For
was
a millisecond.
I was shocked.
Oh yeah.
Because like we worked together once way before the show, and she was really, really cool and really nice to work with. And I had already been cast on Drag Race, and she had said to somebody like, "That girl should get on Drag Race." And
Right.
I had already been casted, so I was like, "Nice,
Yes.
yeah, crushed it." And then I saw her once at DragCon, and then another time she came out of my booth to take a picture, and I was losing my mind because I'm like a huge Willem fan.
Oh yeah, me too.
All right, so when she's like the coolest bitch, I'm like, that it makes it even better. Like meet your idols, but like in a good way.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Who was it? I think someone was talking about Willem on the Just Trish podcast. A lot of queens watching YouTube. Willem was like the YouTube queen, like for a lot of us. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have this like gateway of like Willem showing them drag for the first time.
Almost. Well, she's like one of the OGs, for
100%.
things, and like
Still doing it.
Still being as iconic as ever.
Literally.
Just like so cool. Anyways, Willem, if you're listening, big fan, really big fan. Love you so much.
We're in LA soon.
We're in LA, so if you want to like hang out or like,
Think about it.
yeah, we could really like just like whatever. I think if I were to hang out with Willem, I wouldn't know what to do. I would just. Be
Oh my God, me neither.
I'd be quiet the whole time.
No, I know.
I'd just be like. Be the first, like the time I met Adora, and she just like flipped her hair, and I'd like cried a little. I do really bad with meeting girls.
Well, it's intense, right? Like it's split halfway down. Like you're a fan of them, but it's also they're kind of like a colleague.
Oh, it's so weird.
So you don't know how to navigate it.
No, I don't.
No, sometimes I don't play it cool. I just play it like a fan.
Oh, I'm done playing it cool.
Yeah.
I'm done.
No, I know.
Because it's like I like when people are fans of me. So it's just like I'm sure they would love it. And
I
if
will
they-
ask for a photo.
Oh, for sure I'm asking for a
Like-
photo.
I'm not too proud.
Oh, no. My
Yeah.
ego is not big enough
No.
to no. If I want a photo, if I want to tell you how fabulous you are, it's happening.
Marlene.
But you know what else is happening?
this episode.
This episode happened, and now it is gone.
Bye, Starzy.
Bye, Starzy. So before we leave today, we have to get to our very last segment. What mean thing did Jeffrey
Boyer
say?
Chapman say?
Wait, let me read it. Did I read it?
Get that quote.
The look was a little basic, as was your performance look.
Ooh.
And that was to Kiara, who was wearing a big gold afro and a gold jumpsuit. And
Basic look, basic performance.
basic performance.
Ouch.
One of the most iconic lines to come out of that episode, but
Yeah.
extremely basic.
This is what we're saying. The gaslighting.
The
this
gaslighting
season.
from the judges is insane.
I can't. I cannot.
I know, but you know what I can do? Let you know where you can find us on our socials. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, it is Semi-Qualified Queens Pod on Instagram and on
X, it is SQQPOD.
yes. And then if you want to listen to us on the Sonar Network or anywhere that you listen to podcasts, please do that. Or you can find us on our YouTube.
subscribe, hit that bell so you get a notification every time we post an episode.
And if you really want to be a supporter of the pod, we also have our Patreon. So don't forget to come and subscribe to that. It's super cheap and it helps us create more content for you. So thank you guys so much. We love you so much. And we'll see you next week for Semi-Qualified Queens Season 1. Rewind.
Take all my money. Ah!
Bye.
I've been shot. Rest in peace.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.